besties, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, we are going to be doing a continuation video from a video I posted yesterday. Now, it was quite the hot topic video. It got people talking, and it was about Garrett and Jeffree. Garrett Watts and Jeffree Star, if you didn't know. Basically, that entire video was about Garrett shading Jeffree. Now, as we know, Jeffree's been exposed throughout his career for a lot of things, but recently for making fun of people who rent their house as opposed to buying it. Which is just a really weird thing, and it came forward that he was making fun of Trisha Paytas for renting her house instead of buying it, along with a magnitude of other things he was accused of making fun of her for. And he's came out and said that he didn't do this, but is Jeffree credible? Is Trisha credible? However, it's been a really ongoing thing that, I mean, there's video proof. Jeffree made fun of people renting their house as opposed to buying it on Ryland's podcast. And so Garrett posted a video, and he doesn't post that many YouTube videos, so it was like his first one in quite some time, and he made a little shady jab at Jeffree in the video, which, you know, people loved because it was a little bit of fun, a little bit of shade, and especially people love Garrett. I love Garrett. And so in the video, he's doing a house tour. Really wholesome video, and he makes a joke that he rents his house as opposed to buying it, and his like pockets aren't filled with gold or something. I'm actually going to pull it up again just because I want to watch it for a bit of reference. But I talk about something in that video that now people have like sent me this video that we need to talk about because it's a bit alarming. So this was what Garrett did as shading Jeffree, which we did a video talking about yesterday.
Welcome to my new place. And by my new place, I mean the place that I'm renting from someone else who owns this home because I'm not quite there yet. Sorry, my bank account isn't full of gold diamonds. So at first...
So this again is coming right after clips of Jeffree making fun of people like this.
But monthly, yeah, it's expensive. But my mortgage is really low, unlike a lot of YouTubers actually put, you know, actually paid for my house. Yeah.
So shady.
But monthly, yeah, it's expensive. But my mortgage is really low, unlike a lot
What did you think he was doing here?
You know, actually paid for my house. Yeah.
So again, one last time.
Anyways, welcome to my new place. And by my new place, I mean the place that I'm renting from someone else who owns this home because I'm not quite there yet. Sorry, my bank account isn't full of gold diamonds.
I said this in my video yesterday, and I'm gonna say it again today. The fact that in 2021, these rich people are shaming people for renting, whenever renting is actually very smart, especially whenever you don't know where you want to settle down yet, and you know, where you want to live yet, and trying out different areas. First of all, we're not going to get into that conversation, but anyway, at the end of that video, I talked about my opinion from an outsider of Jeffree and Garrett's relationship. Obviously, Garrett was in, you know, the peak Spooky Boys friend group with Shane, and then Shane started to change and became more like Jeffree, and then did videos with Jeffree. But there was a transitional period in between where Garrett was in the videos that Jeffree was in, because Jeffree was like just being introduced. And so for a little bit of reference, Shane was obsessed with Jeffree, Ryland was obsessed with Jeffree, and Garrett was happy to be there. I think that's like a good analysis to take of it. And I remembered, I was like, I'm pretty sure there was like one of the first videos of them all together. Jeffree was like really uncomfortably sexual towards Garrett in terms of where he said to Shane and Garrett that he wants to sleep with Garrett, or he wants to be with Garrett, or date Garrett, or something, in exchange for money, or paying his rent or something. And I was like, I said this in my video yesterday, but even in that video, I was like, don't quote me because I don't know if this is completely true. I'm just remembering it though. Well, the besties have pulled through with the video. They found the moment that this happened, and watching it back, it's even worse than I thought, because everyone, except for Garrett, is like, yes, do it, oh my god, do it, sleep with him, and he'll pay your rent, and it's real. And first of all, the irony of Jeffree saying he'll pay someone's rent whenever we're aware now that he allegedly well, I mean, there's a video, rent shames people. Again, this person with a rags to riches story that would be great for a documentary, honestly, if he wasn't a shitty person. So, first of all, someone tweeted me, thank you by the way, I'm going to show your tweet, and it was Tevian, I think. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, but I fuck with you. They said, at allegedly _Adam, the video of at Jeffree Star saying he would pay Garrett's rent. So obviously from that, I was like, oh, maybe he just says he wants to pay Garrett's rent because he thinks he's attractive. And even that is fucking weird as fuck. And so I quoted the tweet and basically was like, this is so disgusting. Like, this is incredibly weird that, first of all, this was filmed, organized, edited, put out into the internet, and for over 3 years or 2 years, people were okay with this. And now we've been saying on my channel for quite some time now that that was an uncomfortable event. Because it was. And watching it back now is even fucking worse. And so I'm gonna show you it now. And keep in mind, Ryland is like just like going along with the waves because Jeffree's there and he fucking loves Jeffree. Fine. But the second that they mention that Jeffree will pay for Garrett's rent, look how excited Ryland gets. Now, I'm not saying anything, but people have been making, you know, comparisons on Ryland and Sugar Baby. I don't know who started them rumors. So, keep in mind that as well. And also, Garrett and Jeffree filmed a makeup video, and it was so uncomfortable. I went back and watched it, and the entire thing, Jeffree's basically saying, like, oh, like Garrett, and, like, what he wants Garrett to do to him, and stuff. And it's like, we all know Garrett from the version he presents on the internet. Obviously, we don't know any of these people. We know what they present on the internet. And with Garrett, he's like, protect him. Protect that man. So now let's get into this video that, thank you again for sending this to me, because this is what we were referring to. And being able to, like, let me watch this and realize that it was worse than I remembered, but also that I was remembering it correctly. So, here we go. Keep in mind, like, one of the first times that Jeffree and Garrett met. Need to burp there, but it didn't come out. What a flop.
Yeah.
You said Garrett's so hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. You actually do. I'll pay top dollar. Really? How much? Yeah. For a few months.
Okay, the subtitles are quite fast. So basically, Jeffree says, I have a confession. Garrett is so hot. And then Shane says, oh, so you really want to fuck Garrett? And Jeffree says, yeah. And Shane says, to quote, I can make that happen. But it goes on. Jeffree says, great. Now, we will watch the video. I'm just making sure not to go over this really weird conversation. And then Shane says, will you pay up? And Jeffree says, top dollar. And Shane says, yeah. And then Jeffree goes on to say, or his rent for a few months. Now that we're aware of that, here we go.
Yeah.
Garrett's here while they're doing this. Very awkward.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Great. You actually do. I'll pay top dollar. Really? How much? Yeah. Rent for a few months. Where's the dogs?
And then look. So Jeffree leaves, and then it's this really weird, like, confrontational moment with Garrett. This all being filmed, by the way. Andrew was filming it, I'm pretty sure. It's just so fucking awkward.
Where's the dogs?
And weird.
Jeffree, he just told me. Oh! He said, Garrett's really hot, and I want to talk to him, and I'm willing to pay his rent for a few months.
Do it!
What is happening here?
No! Ryland isn't materialistic. He was only interested in the conversation whenever they brought up money. No! Who said Sugar Baby Ryland? Who started that rumor? I will catch you. So, again, Shane says, Jeffree really wants to F you. And then Garrett says, nothing. Like, and then Shane says, he just told me. And then Garrett doesn't say anything. And then Shane goes on to say that Jeffree was saying that Garrett's really hot and I really want to fuck him. And then Shane says, and I'm willing to pay his rent for a few months. How awkward is this, by the way? And then, so this is whenever Ryland gets involved.
Do it!
What is happening?
So, okay, now you're aware the entire conversation. Okay? So here we go. I'm not stopping now.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Great. You actually do. I'll pay top dollar. Really? How much? Yeah. Rent for a few months.
Where's the dogs?
Jeffree, he just told me. Oh! He said, Garrett's really hot, and I want to talk to him, and I'm willing to pay his rent for a few months.
Do it!
What is happening here? I'm just letting you know it's an option. And by option, I mean you have to do it. Can you put a side-by-side in video right now of me and then Nate? And then have me going, why? All right, everybody, come through. Oh, wow.
Excuse us. Nathan who?
Oh, wow.
It's ironic. Jeffree saying Nathan who, and then he did lose Nathan.
Oh, wow. drama.
He got what he wanted.
I'm like a 3 compared to him, but let's go. 3 of him. Alright, I don't want any of Shane's name.
Okay. I think I don't have to explain why that's so awkward and making people very uncomfortable. And visibly, Garrett uncomfortable in that. Again, let's not speak for him. But it made us uncomfortable, so how would you feel in that situation? And it all being recorded. So again, one last time, right?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what do you actually do? I'll pay top dollar. Really? How much? Yeah. Right. For a few months. Where's the dogs? Jeffree, he just told me. Oh! He said, Garrett's really hot, and I want to talk to him, and I'm willing to pay his rent for a few months.
Do it!
What is happening here? I'm just letting you know it's an option. And by option, I mean you have to do it. Can you put a side-by-side in video right now of me and then Nate? And then have me going, why? Alright, everybody, come through. Oh, wow.
Excuse us. Nathan who?
Oh, wow. Ooh, drama. I'm like a 3 compared to him, but let's go. 3 of him.
So also, one thing that's interesting to note is Trisha Paytas coming forward and saying how, you know, Shane was telling her stuff about Garrett, Drew, and Andrew so that she would make expose videos on them because, you know, they dropped Shane Dawson, allegedly. And it was around the time that Garrett and Shane stopped hanging out whenever Shane became really weird and materialistic. Well, he always was, but, you know, like very outwardly with Jeffree Star. And so, like, was it worth losing your friendship with Garrett the same way you lost your friendship with Trisha for your check? Very weird behavior. Very weird behavior. And all these people involved at that stage are adults. And this was content being put out to children to, like, teenagers. Because his demographic is, like, what, 11 to, like, 25? Very weird behavior. Very uncomfortable behavior. And just, like, weird. For no reason. Was it worth losing the friendship with Garrett? I'm not saying that's exactly what made the friendship get lost, if ever. But I'm just saying, like, if that was me, that's very uncomfortable. And it all being filmed and put out as something that Shane would make money on? Bit weird, right? Bit weird. I want to know what your opinion is, though, on that. Bestie, let me know. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.